So let's begin with looking back to the Christmas period. How much did doing the double over North Ferriby mean to you?
It was important we picked 6 points up and get back to winning ways. It was great that we got a clean sheet in the second game on New Year's Day. So yeah, you can only beat what's in front of you, and the 2 games give us a bit of confidence with goals. We've got 6 goals. Obviously, John's got 5 of those, so it's great for himself. So yeah, the main thing was getting 3 points in each of them games and 6 over the period, and sets us up now for the rest of the season.
And put into context what that clean sheet meant for you as well.
Well, the lads have been after one, and we've been after one for a long time. And the game at Ferriby, we gave them 2 chances, and they took one of them. And it's not good play against us. It was just bad decisions, really, not clearing the ball properly, enabling them to get a goal. So we're disappointed. We wanted one then, so we sort of really made a point to make sure we got one on Monday, I think it was. So yeah, hopefully that's the first of many to come.
Who knows what day it is? Let's be honest. This time of year. So do you think that now will be that catalyst? Do you think that now will be that catalyst that you're looking for? When we spoke to Martin Gray in the past, he says one win just might be the thing that kickstarts it.
Well, hoping the clean sheet as well. We've had a couple of wins. What we have to do is back performances up, and the results will keep coming. I think the performances have been okay of late. We're always striving to get better, and we're certainly carrying on doing that. But I think that clean sheet will give us a little belief that we don't have to score 2 and 3 every week to win a game. Now we maybe just score 1 goal and we can win a game. So you have to get the balance right between attacking and scoring goals and defending properly. And the balance wasn't quite right. We were scoring goals but not making sure we were letting too many in at the back. So now we've got that clean sheet. They've got a bit of confidence, shall we say. There's a bit more stability at the back. I think it was the same team and certainly the same back four for the last 2 or 3 games, so they've got that bit of stability. Perhaps that's what we needed in terms of getting to know each other a little bit better. So hopefully that'll set us up now for the rest of the season, keeping clean sheets.
And that's what I was going to ask you next, about the fact that you have been able to name a settled side and the qualities that brings. Can you see that continuing, or is that your desire to see it continue?
Yeah, if the team keeps playing well and keeps winning games, then it's very hard for the manager to leave players out, and then you've got players knocking on the door, and quite rightly, why am I not playing? Having said that, sometimes it's horses for courses. There's different games, different formations, different shapes you come up against. So obviously you will have a look at Darlington and what they've got, and pick a team accordingly for that. And I can't imagine there being many changes, if any. So yeah, it does build confidence and it builds team spirit, if you like. But what it does do is keep people on the toes with the bench that we've got now. I don't think when we first came here there was really a strong bench or a strong starting 11. But once you had an injury or something like that, then the players that were on the bench weren't good enough or as good as ones that were there. But now all of a sudden you've got people like Dan Parzel that's been a regular and this moment in time is on the bench. So it's keeping the people that's in the team on the toes.
At this time of year, obviously, it's sometimes a bit of a turnover because of loan spells ending, players coming back to the club. Can you just bring us up to date with the players like that at York?
As I said, on New Year's Day, we're trying to extend some long deals. Hopefully that'll get done. Certainly, I think for 2 of them, Johnny Byrne and Alex Patterson, we spoke to the clubs. They're both up after Saturday, and the indications are good that they'll both end up staying for the end of the season, which is great. Sean McAllister's up the following week after that. In terms of loans, young Ryan Whitley, the goalkeeper's gone out to Whitby for the rest of the season, which will be great for him as an 18-year-old playing men's football week in, week out. That'll certainly toughen him up and get him ready for when he comes back next season to push on here. Other than that, everybody's with us, I believe. In terms of injuries, Sean's trained today, so Sean's back training with us. Simon Heslop's back from his loan at Eastleigh. Sam Muggleton's back from Boston. Connor's back from Whitby. I think that is it. Is it? Yeah. Oh, Theo's out at Telford. One of them. Getting game time, which he needs. So yeah, it's we've still got a decent, strong squad now that they've all come back. But as I said, what it does is keeps people on the toes that's in the team.
And I guess 1 or 2 of those that have come back, Martin Gray's told us before on BBC Radio York that not all of them are necessarily going to be in your plans.
You have to ask Martin that. Listen, football changes as we see. The window opens to a certain extent. Although the loan market was for us, you're always looking to strengthen your squad, and if that means people are going to move on, then that's what happens. It's just a natural evolution of the game, shall we say.
So let's look at this weekend's match, and it's going to be an entirely different kettle of fish at Darlington to what you've had for the last couple of matches, I guess, without being disrespectful to anyone.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. Obviously, there's issues around this game with Martin leaving with the club. What he did for the club was fantastic. I think in in 5 years he had 3 promotions and 2 playoffs, and obviously they couldn't quite get in the playoffs last year because of the ground. So done a fantastic job there with Sean and Brian Atkinson and Harry as well. So done a great job there. And got them to this level, and then obviously ended up coming to York. So there's a lot of side issues apart from 3 points, but the game is the main thing. The 3 points are the main thing, and that's what we're certainly trying to get on Saturday.
It's probably fair to say that Darlington used their home advantage. Are you expecting it to be quite an intimidating atmosphere as a result?
Yeah, all that goes with this game. And Darlington's a big, strong side. They've got history as well, and they've got pedigree, so they're looking to get back to where they came from. Obviously Martin started that journey with them, so we're just expecting a tough game. Wherever we go as York City, it's the biggest game of most teams' season, and Saturday will be no different.
And as I've mentioned to Hamza Ben Sharif as well, they beat Harrogate Town over Christmas, did Darlington, so there's certainly a side capable of pulling out that win, even though the league table might not suggest it.
And they also got beat by Harrogate over Christmas as well, so perhaps that is their form at the moment in time. A little bit up and down. Obviously Tommy Wright, one of my ex-players, has gone in there and is trying to stamp his own authority on the team and get them playing how they were, but certainly I would imagine that they'll be up for this game with all that's going on around it, i.e. Martin coming back for Darlington on the day. So we just have to make sure we're ready for a battle and stand up to it and make sure our qualities come through.
And focus, I guess, because of what you say about what could be going on around you, focus could be key.
Well, that's Martin's. That's not the players. The players aren't. The players haven't been there. There's not many players that's played for them, shall we say? So that's what Martin has a staff to do. We have to make sure we deflect that from the players, and the players just get on with playing the game. And
finally, if I can ask about Alex Whittle as well. Obviously, he left the club in the last week. Was that disappointing to lose him?
Not really. He wasn't playing. He had an opportunity to go to a higher club, and he wanted to try himself out of that. I think there's been a couple of times when clubs were looking for him, not just this season, last season, and he wants to play at as high a level as he can. So this gives him a great opportunity now to go and play in the Football League and see if he's good enough for it.
Thank you very much.
No props.
Would Sean Newton be fit to feature?
Well, he's trained today, so we'll see how he settles down after today, and hopefully he'll train tomorrow. Then we'll assess that in terms of whether he comes into the squad ready for the game.
Yeah. This is quite a big month, isn't it, Dave, when you look at the fixtures in terms of Bradford Park Avenue, Spennymoor? Have you got a target in your mind?
No, we haven't set a target of points. As I said, they're all big games really, and especially what we are in York City, then everybody raises their games against us. North Ferriby raised their game against us, especially the second game, and you can see what it means to teams when they take points off you or if they manage to get a result against you. So it's no different. We're a big club. I had it at Doncaster. You're a big club, you're a big scalp. Everybody wants to try and do that. Everybody wants to try and impress when they come and play against you. In general, it's a big crowd, whether it's at home and we've got our supporters, or whether it's away and we take supporters, which we'll do on Saturday. So they're the games that raise people's standards. Certainly the away. The opposition. So we have to make sure that we're ready for that as well.
Yeah. Simon Heslop, is there any movement with him?
No, he's still here with us. He's training. Obviously, he did very well at Eastleigh. I think they wanted to extend it if they could, but Simon didn't want to do that at this stage in time. So he's with us. He's training. I don't know how we get around that situation at this moment in time. It's becoming a bit of a wait round us really, because he's got 18 months left on his contract. So we're going to have to come to some solution with the Simon Heslop. For him really, he can't be just waiting around for 18 months till his contract runs out. He needs to play football. He's at a good age. He's more than good enough, by the way. If he can play 5 games at Eastleigh and they want to keep him, and that's a league higher. So we're going to have to get to the bottom of this situation with Simon sooner or later.
Yeah, was the reason he didn't extend it at Eastleigh, was that geography? Did you want to be somewhere near it?
I think you probably have to ask Simon that. I think there's a lot of issues around that. Probably that's one of them, I would imagine. I think they wanted to keep him on loan. Perhaps he wanted something permanent along the line. So as I said, at the moment it's a little bit up in the air, and we need to come up with a solution.
Yeah, lovely. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Yeah, best of luck.
One more thing. The injuries with Cam Joe and Louis Almond.
Yeah, Cam Joe's training. He got the okay from the specialist yesterday. So he's been back training now. We've got a reserve game, I think it's next Tuesday against Grimsby. He will play in that. He'll probably play 45 minutes in that. Louis Almond sees a specialist today, I believe. Hopefully he'll get the okay. Certainly he can run because it's a shoulder. So as soon as we can get him back, he'll join in training with a non-contact basis, shall we say, to start off with, and then obviously just go with what the specialist says in terms of when he can have full contact with us. But certainly they're looking a lot better than they were obviously 6 weeks ago. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully they'll get back as quick as they can. But certainly with Cam Joe, it's probably going to need 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 games before he can get back up to what he was with the length of time he's been out. But as I said, he's been training with us now for probably 2 or 3 weeks actually, on and off, and joining in. But invariably we'll have him as a floater, so it's not so much contact. But come Tuesday, he'll be right back in it in a proper reserve game.
Yeah. What about Rankin?
Michael's not with us at the moment. He's still off. He's got health issues that we need to get to the bottom of him. We can't quite get to the bottom of him yet. But certainly it's an ongoing thing, and he's seeing specialists, etc. So it's not injured or anything like that. He's just got a few health issues that we need to make sure that he's right about before he starts training with us again.
Right, sound. Cheers.
Okay.
Cheers.